Uh, this is not gonna be anything too crazy. What's going on, y'all? Uh, Pretty much I'm trying to figure out what exactly are we gonna do. So what I wrote earlier today was, uh, look, I got a dog, dip and dodge on some shit. Damn, they're doing a lot of work today. This is crazy. Anyway, I know normally you guys don't see me doing lives, especially moving around the same way I am right now. But trying to figure out what exactly what I'm gonna do. I wrote it in the community post earlier today. I don't know if we were gonna do a live or not. It's already, I think it's after 9 right now. Hold up, let me take a look. It is after 9. So normally we would be going live around 9 or so, but that's not necessarily what's gonna happen today. And I still gotta take the trek to go down to a train that I'm looking for. I'm actually in the city today. Hurricane, what's going on? What's going on, my guy? So yeah, normally I'm not in Midtown, but I just had an event and I just went out. Actually had a just finished up a meal, and now I'm trying to figure out what exactly I'm gonna do with the rest of my night. I could just be chilling. I could try to get home and try to figure out something, and then if I got the energy or if any of us is still up or so, maybe we could do a stream or not. But if not, I don't know. I don't know. It all depends on how things kick out. In the meantime, I figured I'd just do something I normally do not do with you guys. And that is normally do a stream as I'm walking. And we're going to rock it from there. How you guys are doing? You said why I stopped doing panels? I stopped doing panels because a lot of the people who show up on panels have a very controversial, rambunctious, egotistical, self-aggrandizing behavior that is not conducive for the type of content that I do. That is the reason why. Do I want to do panels so that grown men can just keep showing their asshole, flashing their asshole intellectually or non-intellectually, whichever you want to look at it? Or do I want to actually have content that's going to be meaningful for people? Let's be honest. We got plenty of people who can do the same kind of ain't shit, trash TV content. Or we can actually have something that might be a little bit different. Something that's a little bit more meaningful and not just something to throw away. It's just some food for thought. But there goes to sum up why I don't really do it. Honestly, it is a waste of my time, me speaking from my own opinion as the content person, to do my due diligence. Funny, something that you can go over. But to do my work, to do my part, just for people to say, just can we have a panel? Can we have a panel? And they ignore all of the hard work, what the actual topic is, all the stuff that they could just say. Here's what I want to talk about, totally something unrelated. Trash other people, chase after other people, harass other people, stalk other people. I'm like, what makes you think this is what I want? What makes you think that the people who are watching it, this is what they want? You can start up your own channel and you can do that. That's not a problem. So, I'd rather not. I'd rather not. You say what? Stop the cap?
Like I know it's not whatever parents
A what? A I Am Gatsby walk video? Cool. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't follow Gatsby to see what he does. Does Gatsby even do content? I don't even know. Does Gatsby do content? Oh, speaking of that, is the motherfucker. So, like, do you even do content, really? Especially I am walking shit, and you damn for sure are not doing it. Damn for sure here in New York City, for sure. You're not doing it walking through and seeing the city. I'm actually right over here by Central Park. I was actually in there a lot. I was in Central Park a lot earlier. I'm just leaving because I just had a dinner, and I just said, you know what? The young lady's in the car now. She's getting home, and I don't want to get on the train that I could go on because it's local anyway. And I said, I'm barely in the city. I barely like to be in the city, for those who know. I stay in my neck of the woods, or I go into other areas. I don't like being in the city. But since I don't necessarily want to take the local trains, I said, I'm going to get a good walk. And as I enjoy the walk, I said, I'll talk to you guys in the meantime. And by not being merciful, I want to share my little bit of time that I would normally be live with you guys, and do so online. What's good, Jen? What's good? What's going on? Who is this as well? I can't even read your name. I see no chaser. What's going on? What's going on? Here's the funny part, guys. You guys want to see something little? Want, you guys want to see something cool? Some of you buffs, you freaking artsy buff nerd thing. Guess where I'm at right now? Guess where I'm at right now? I'm right at the Met. I'm at the Met, one of the most prominent museums that like to be looked at, especially here over in New York City. I'm at the Met. I'll give you guys a better look at it since across the street right here, so you guys can see it. Look at this. Now I know a lot of you guys not here from New York, so you guys are not used to knowing what the Met is. It's a big gala. And you guys probably hear it if you hear about celebrities or whatever when they say, "Oh, we're at the Met. Oh, I like looking at all the arty and the paintings or whatever," or they have a whole big going on. If I walk further down, I would be more closer to Lincoln Center, a big place where people do like events and awards ceremonies and shit like that. But that's for you guys who actually go about following that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Appreciate you guys already being here in the chat. What's going on? What's going on, guys? A good start for what? Hold up. Coaching people. I don't go about my time trying to coach people. But here's the truth of the matter. If I tried to coach anybody, anybody, the first thing first is that even if I had the credentials to coach you guys, by the way, it doesn't take very much outside of experience to do so. Most people don't want to take coaching anyway, because most people have to find themselves in a position where they feel like they're desperate enough to take the actual information given to them. And I've run across too many people that believe that they know more even though they are seeking the answers. And by the way, I say that for all aspects of the human experience. We're talking about human behavior, people. So you have people that turn around and say, "I need to know the answer. I want to know the answer. I think you even know the answer. I think you know something that I need to hear." But then the moment you start giving them a little bit of your own experience or even your own critiques based on the limited information that they have, they say, "What the hell do you know about?" And I'm like, "You're good. You know what? You're absolutely right. What do I know?" Even though you asked me the question. Again, I'm not telling you anything about yourself, but rather telling you what I know. And if it doesn't fit for you, keep it pushing. A lot of people don't move that way. KM, what's good? What's good? So I said, all right, you know what? Had a good event. It was cool. Was hanging out. Met some people. We was actually taking some pictures as well. I got my whole bag. A whole big sling bag. So we were doing a whole bunch of stuff here. I know it's hard to really see because it's at nighttime right now. But I said, you know what? I'm barely in the city like this. And as I go to my main train, I said, I'm going to enjoy what's in this night. And like I said, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to share my nightly walk with you. Something I really don't do. And again, if I see something that's really good or something that's maybe very interesting for you guys, I'll let you guys take a look at it. So you get to see what the New York nighttime life is like. Well, not nightlife, because I'm not in those areas. I'm in a very bougie area right now. I'm in a very bougie historical area right now. So for instance, we're walking into another gala right now, right? And of course I got this statue right here next to me of Abe Lincoln, you know what I mean? And by the way, not too far down on the other side is going to be the Lincoln Center. But right now we're at one of the big museums by. It's called it's the Historical Museum. So it's like it is the Museum of Liberty, if I'm correct. So there's that. Do I work out? I do work out. I work out on all your girls. That's what I work out on. I pound them into the mattress. That's my workout. That satisfy you? Does that satisfy your feelings? That satisfy your feelings, Gatsby? Huh? Straight push-ups into the mattress. That make you feel better? Anthony, what's good, man? What's going on? Yeah, but you a San Fran kid. It's not quite the same. Yeah, all y'all do is experience good weather and whatever's going on. Y'all don't deal with all the other fuckery shit going on. Actually, I'm surprised I'm really in this rich area right now. But like I said, I had to meet up with some folks. I had to take care of some stuff. And I couldn't miss this particular event. You know, having fun, experiencing people, networking is also key. I tell you guys all the time. Not that any of you guys will listen to anything I fucking say, but I tell you guys all the time. Everyone should be building rapport. Excuse me. No, you're good. Anyway, you said welcome. Yeah, welcome everybody who's new to the chat right now. Yeah, if you care about that, you care about that. Let's get, bro.
Hey, how are you?
I'm not worried about any one of those dudes because if you ask me, they both failed in a very spectacular way. Not exactly role models, in my opinion. I know I probably just hurt some of y'all music buff fans, but not really my cup of tea if you want to talk about actual success. Burning out like a comet does not sound very good to me. You said you what? There, you did your mod duty. What you do, KM? You hear that? That's my train. It's probably one of my trains right now. Both died. Yeah, they both died young. I said, this is the only life you get. There's no undo button. There's none of that stuff. So you got to do the best that you can with what you can, but also be smart about it. And too many people believe that they're going to be the only one surviving, and they find out the hard way. It is what it is, though. It's like those that go out of their way and they do all the debaucherous shit, or they do crime or whatever. And don't get me wrong, crime does pay, but it has a heavy damn consequence for you not doing the job properly. So there's something for you to think about there. Anyway, so part of the thing that I was getting into, was trying to figure out exactly what we're going to talk about. And I was thinking about the last stream that we were in, where I really started thinking about the whole thing about when you guys, well, rather not even you guys, but it came across my mind that a lot of people really see people online, or not even people online, but people that they know even, in a very, very different light. We pick and choose how we see people, whether it's our friends, whether our family, whether it's people on our jobs, and even content creators that we look at, right? We see people in so many different ways, and we pick and choose who they are for us, not who they actually present themselves to be. Hold up, I gotta walk past this ice cream truck with this thing in front of the ice cream truck. Anyway, and a lot of people, damn, I got a bit of a walk, so I got a little bit of a walk with you guys. And people don't necessarily think about what they see, rather they care about the image that they set up for themselves. And I've been saying to you guys, that's not the way that we should go about looking at things. Take people in their entirety. When people tell you who they are, listen to them. I notice when it comes to being online, when you guys are looking at creators, when you guys are looking at people in your real lives, you don't take them at the value that they give you. You make up all this other stuff, and then you do very simple things. You either herald them, which is not necessarily a great thing. You give a liking to them. That's your position, whether you like someone or whether you don't. Or you actively go out of your way to disregard anything they say based on the fact that you like them or not. which I would find is a very interesting position because even my entire time of dealing with you guys online, the one thing I always say is like, can you take the message of what I'm saying and then we run it from there? Or are you the type of person that believes that you can't hear the conversation, you can't understand the discussion, you can't hear the even the potential of any knowledge or any wisdom that could come from a conversation simply based on the fact of whether you like a person or not? If you cannot understand, if you cannot grasp a concept, if you don't have the wherewithal to, as they say, chew the meat and spit out the bones, simply because you have to like a person first. This sounds really ridiculous when it comes to people who have to say go to university. This is ridiculous when it says people who have to go to high school or elementary school. You don't have to know your teacher to understand that they know something. Now, I'm not saying I'm a teacher, but the road gets around because you guys watch content creators and you will jump on a bandwagon of whether you like them or not, simply based on your affinity towards them. Oh, I like them. Whether it's you guys to say, I listen to anything she said, not because I think she's smart, but because I think she's a baddie. You know what? I listen to anything he says, not because I think he's actually smart, because I think he's funny. But you don't look at all the other attributes that also come with these people. And this is the point that I've been trying to really lay out with you guys. I want to say over a good portion of my quote online career with you guys. But I think it's something that we really need to get down on. Because the more and more I think about the people who have done multiple things. Number one, those who have decided they want to get into a conversation with me, not even to have a conversation, but strictly to disagree. And again, it's all right. Feel free to disagree. Feel free to disagree. Disagreement happens in conversations. But then again, you have the people that they don't understand the difference between a disagreement, a conversation, or an argument. They don't. Rather, I should say, they don't understand the difference between an argument and a debate. They just don't have any concept of it. Anything that puts them, that just immediately is something that they disagree with, they see as a debate. And this is a failure and also a big cognitive dissonance. These are people also who will tell you like they are so smart, they know this, they know that, debate me, you can't beat me, I get the W. And yet, you wonder why no one really takes you seriously anyway. Because you show that you can't act in an actual professional. Screw the even professional part. You act as if you have no decorum. It is what it is. Like you have no decorum. You sound like an idiot, you talk like an idiot, and yet you want people to respect you. To the point where you guys run around from place to place, from platform to platform, from channel to channel, and you demand that people listen to you when you act like a buffoon. I don't get it. And then the worst part about it is that people, whether you go to their channels or you think that you're trolling, half you're not even funny, being a dick is not trolling. Anyone can be a dick. Anyone can be an asshole. It's not a skill. It is easier to sin than it is to actually be clever. It is easier to troll than actually say something of any substance. But yet you guys think that you're winning. You know what? Some of you are. But it's a race to the bottom. I said what I said. You don't like that? Take it as it is. But it is a race to the bottom. Because no one takes you seriously. I would say if you guys think that you are really as good, as sharp, as clean, and as polished as you believe, start your own channel. I said it so many times to you guys. Start your own channel. Yet you don't. You have no problem swimming in someone else's pool. It's kind of crazy. But you won't put water into your own pool so that other people can be able to swim. It's crazy. It's easy to go to someone else's restaurant and tell them and everybody else who's also there at their restaurant that the food sucks. So when someone says, you know what? You cook a meal. And you're like, why should I cook a meal? Because you have opinion on taste. Shouldn't that be simple enough? You have an opinion on taste. So why shouldn't you start your own restaurant? Why shouldn't you create your own dishes? Let other people sample it and see how they feel about your meals. And the funny part about it is that everyone is allowed to have critique. Everyone's allowed to have their own opinion. Everyone's allowed to like what they like and want what they want. But there are people, and there are a lot of you guys, who decide before you even get to sample a dish whether you like the restaurant or not. Can we just keep it a buck? There are plenty of you guys that you make decisions not even based off of what you know about a person, but because some other person, someone outside, has already made the determination for you. So you're a lemming, has made the determination for you to decide that you shouldn't like this person because they don't like that person. And of course, you're not going to like the person that they don't like because why? You like them. Not because you have any measure of discernment, not because you can exercise your brain in an intellectual way and actually disassociate yourself from how other people feel versus how you feel. You just hop on a bandwagon. And not for nothing. Some people are needed like that. Some people are needed like that. What I am disappointed at is just how many people there are like that on the internet and in these communities. It's upsetting. It's really disheartening because a lot of people claim that they love to even follow creators because they believe that the creators are smart or they do enough work and they are people who should be looked at because of their skill. And they believe that they are a reflection of that creator. But then look at the way how they behave. And I mean this both for the communities, the people in the communities, but also the creators themselves. You say one thing about them, but then you move in a different way. And that's fine. I think people are very nuanced. Creators, chatters, viewers, sponsors, everybody's very nuanced. I think the problem that we run across is the point I've been trying to get to for so long with you guys, is that you pick out very specific things, and instead of saying, I don't like this thing about a person, whether it's me or whether it's anybody else, instead of saying you don't like this particular thing about a person, what you then say is, this one thing I don't like is all of them. That's where you're flawed. Your entire premise, your entire argument is flawed. Because there's not one single person, not one single creator, not one single chatter who is singularly one thing. You are a multitude of things. I am a multitude of things. And other creators are also a multitude of things. They are allowed to feel how they feel. They are allowed to get sick. They are allowed to have a bad day. They are allowed to get angry. They are allowed to do other stuff. And don't believe that simply because you are a viewer or a chatter or whatever the hell you think you are, that you are immune from scrutiny, ridicule, or anything else. I challenge narratives and talking points all the time, both from other people who are bold enough to get on panels or people who actually sit up in the chat. And if you don't believe me, go look at my catalog. I got nothing but streams and videos doing so. I got nothing but topics freaking doing so. So that's not going to be the case. Say whatever you want. You can even say you don't like me. That's fine. But the one thing you're not really going to say is that I'm a liar. I may have misheard, but what I spoke with the truth in it. I have not done anything in my content that says I am actively trying to be deceptive. And this is the point I'm trying to bring to you guys. How many times you guys go on different channels and different platforms and other creators, and you actively go out of your way to become a perpetrator? Go out of your way to make yourself a predator. Think about this. Now we're not even talking about whether you like a person or not. Just jumping on the bandwagon to decide that I'm going to go out of my way to verbally and emotionally try to make someone else feel uncomfortable. I'm thinking about the people who even affect young children, right? They bully them, cause them to do physical harm. And some of you guys are gonna turn around and say things like, well, these are just weak ass people, right? Funny how you say that until it's your family. It's your children. Yes, a predator. When you go out of your way, when someone that you don't like because they're on someone else's platform, not because they said anything wrong, but because how dare they have the gall to challenge a person that you claim that you like. Imagine this, KM. I'm having a conversation with somebody online, right? Whether it's a panel, whether it is a Discord conversation, whether it is a in the chat, and they don't like my takes or anything, I go, that's your fucking gripe to deal with. That has nothing to do with me. But then imagine you, not saying you do, not saying you did, but imagine you, because you're like, I know Resla. I like Resla. Resla's not really like that. I'm gonna go over to this person's page, say negative things about them, maybe even report them, blah, 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 or chase them wherever they go and say nasty things about them because they offended someone that I like. You are a predator. You're a predator at that point. When you go out of your way to perpetrate, stalk, create your own frame, defame, you're being a predator. You're not innocent at all. Not even a little bit. And it's something that people should really start considering when they think about their own actions. And then ask yourself, going back to that, why is it that you feel the need to do this? Because there were definitely other things that you could have done, but why do you feel the need to do this particular thing? This is important. Why would you do that? And they go, because I felt offended by it. If the very people that you're dealing with are, especially are people who say, hey, whatever happens, shit happens, you're gonna let it go. Because people are allowed to have opinions. And you turn around and say, well, yeah, well, fuck that. Well, aren't you also spitting in that very person that you say you're defending? You're spitting at them. You're spitting basically in their face. This is something to think about. Now, you may not see it that way, but it can be interpreted as doing so. Because if we say we don't like it when people harass people, stalk people, defame people, and all that stuff, how can your behavior be tolerated, especially if you are saying you're doing it in the name and the honor of a creator who says, do not engage in that kind of shit? How well does that work out? I'm not too far, by the way. I realized if I went down that block and I walked up more, I would actually be by one of the Trump Towers. Actually, it's a hotel. It's not Trump Towers. It's one of the hotels. The other one I know is very popular somewhere else further down. I'm over here at what do they call this? Lincoln Center? Yeah, I'm at Lincoln Center right now. So we're right at the beginning. We're at the bottom, but we're at the beginning of Central Park right now, which I already walked half of it early today, doing an event with people. And right now, I realized I just already walked down to where I got to go to get on the train and everything. So the point I'm making is that we look at things when it comes to creators, when it comes to people in our real lives, when it comes to, oh no, yeah, no, she look bugged out. She's homeless as fuck. Yeah, she's look crazy. We look at people, and instead of attributing the good and the bad to the people that we deal with, we focus on the negative and we make that all about them. And I think it's even more prolific that it happens with people who are online. And the funny part is, like, it's one thing if we say, right? It's one thing if the people that we are dealing with, the people that we talk about, the people that we are talking to, the people that we follow, the people that we engage with are saying these things about them. You know, like if I said, you know what? You should be following me. You know what? Subscribe to your boy Resla. I am the man. I'm the best shit ever. I am the smartest I am the greatest. Nobody. I'm on my Muhammad Ali shit. Then you know what? Some of y'all might feel the need to want to try to take that down a notch. I wouldn't be mad at you. But you'd actually have to go about catching that, seeing those frames, and making that an actual thing. And for the majority of you, you don't really have that. And I mean that not just for me, but for a lot of people that you follow. You see things and you go, I don't like that behavior, or I don't like that attitude. Or one time, somebody even you might have liked, you might have been following, but because they're having a conversation and now they have a take, they have a personality, they have a belief that you do not hold. Never mind, you're watching them. This is their perspectives, this is their experiences, this is their current, not even locked in, current thought processes, right? And here you are talking about this, that one thing that he said that I don't like, and now I think he's a piece of shit. I think she's a piece of shit. And you know what? I'm gonna do live streams, I'm gonna do videos, I'm gonna do shorts, I'm gonna do a whole bunch of different stuff about it. And this is, again, I'm kind of just off the cuff. I can really think a lot more deeply about this. I'm just not doing it at the moment because I'm trying not to get too far from what I'm talking about, and I'm just watching some of the old places I haven't seen in a while. Damn, I remember I have old photography pictures of that too, back when I used to work in photography. So it's something that I find very interesting about human beings in particular. How even when they say they love thought-provoking events, thought-provoking conversations, but you find out just how heavily skewed and how biased they are. I find it so interesting, and at the same time I find it so disparaging. I'm wondering, like, what exactly do you think that you're looking for? What is it that you think that you want as a viewer who's seeking content? Because what I noticed that a lot, what you guys say that you want, not even for me, but the things that you guys claim that you want, the things that you claim that you guys are interested in, are not the things that you seek, and it's definitely not the things that I see you talk about in the chat. Just something to think about. It's just something to think about. Because a lot of you, I say to you, a lot of you guys, life is good. But it has to be about the fact of how you see life. You walk in here, I ain't walking here in ages. Please use revolving doors. Fine, I'll use the revolving door. She got stuck. Now, life is good depending on how you want to look at it, right? I like that you said that, KM. Human beings are complicated indeed. But that's not how we treat them now do we? Especially being online. We don't treat people as if they're complicated. We pick up the things that we like, and we pick up the things that we don't like. And I'm just going to say we, because I'm a human being. I make mistakes. I'm everything like that too. And then turn around and say, you know what? That thing that I don't like, that one thing I don't like, I'm going to attribute it to all their character. And there's plenty of people right now in the chat. Actually, no, fuck who's in the chat, plenty of people. There's not a single person, even here in the chat, who has not experienced that. That is a human behavior thing, a flaw that can be attributed to anyone at any time. Ever had someone hate on you and you don't even know the reason why? They know the reason why and they won't even tell you, and it's something that is strictly miscommunication, and they didn't want to get any clarity, but they decided they hated you because of that. That is a human behavior. That's something that happens all the time. And there are plenty of people who do that, who attribute that same behavior even here online. Now, to the point that I want to get to, and I think this is a conversation that we need to have in the future. I'm not going to do it here in the streets. But the question that needs to come to this conversation in the future, it won't be tomorrow because we got to do a ladies' night stream, right? So ladies, I'm expecting somebody to show up. I'm expecting, but we'll see. Why is it? What is it exactly? And why is it you attribute that thing that you claim that you love or you heavily dislike about me? And how much does it shape your behavior when it comes to interacting with me, rather than understanding that people are allowed to have a nuanced opinion or even a different opinion from you? Why is it you cannot accept that people are allowed to be varied? Why do you think they need to be highly specific? And also, why do you believe that people aren't allowed to change their perspective, especially when it's based in communication? Why is it a zero-sum game when it comes to intellect, when it comes to conversation, and when it comes to the passing of time? Why are we so fixed in time or fixed on the principles of how we see other people, but you're not willing to go check the principles of yourself as well? Something to think about. Because I find it interesting all the time, and when I hear things that I don't like from people, I don't write people off just because of the one or two things that I don't like about them. I try to look at their entire character. Now, there are things that you just absolutely don't need to tolerate, and as an individual, you don't need to be forgiven. You can just turn around and say, you know what, there are things that I don't like, and in my playbook, it doesn't really work out for me. I'm going to distance myself. But that's not what I see people do online. What you guys do instead, some of you guys do instead of just distancing yourself from that person, you actively sit around watching them, hating on them, cataloging them. It's like you saying you're not gay, and you watch gay porn. Not because you like gay porn, but because you dislike it so much that you keep watching it. You're taking notes. Why would they stroke that hard? I don't understand. How could he get ahead with a goatee? I don't know. I ain't gay, but I'm gonna keep watching it and taking notes. The shit is weird. The behavior is weird. Now, if you enjoy things that make you mad, just say that. Just say, this is a person who I don't like because this person here gets me mad all the time. But make that known. Don't lie to yourself, and also don't lie to other people saying, I like you sometimes. No. Just say, you have things I'm just not cool with, but the rest of it is. But the reason why I show up is because I like you setting me off. Just say that. This is not the conversations that I tend to see or read or hear from people. Instead, they turn around and say, nah, you and me is cool. We cool. But that's not what I hear when you decide to come in and immediately shoot from the waist, as they say. That is not the case when I see live streams, videos, and shorts about me. So I go, if you felt that way, why didn't you just have a conversation with me? And you know what's gonna most likely come up? I did. I tried to have a conversation with you, but then you blocked me. Why did I block you? Because you didn't come to have a conversation with me. You immediately went to go running your mouth. Because you're chasing controversy, you're not chasing conversation. Go check your work. Go check your timelines. Easy to see. You expect people to give you a chance, but you didn't give the people that you're looking at a chance. A lot of you guys hear things that you don't like the first time, and you take that football and you run with it. You don't bother looking through any of their other work. You don't even bother asking other people of their opinion. You just like sitting and being offended. And the sad part about it is that the majority of these people who I run across, they're the men. They're not even the women, they're the men. The people who I run across the most, who are the most offended, are the fellas. You guys are more emotional than the women that I run across. I think it's really appalling, because you guys talk about masculinity, and especially you guys love to get on religion. You guys do all this shit, right? But the ladies be holding down points and everything better than you guys. You guys be losing your shit all the time. All the time. And again, you want to be a If you want to be a contradiction, that's fine. People are allowed to contradict themselves, so long as they understand that they can be a contradiction, or that they can understand that people can have contrasting thoughts. That's fine. Make sure I cross the street. That's fine. Just admit it. But there are people who believe like they are so on it and they never change because their point is always right. And I always think to myself, if you think that your point is always right, you're doomed for failure. Something you think about. Anyway, I've been out here with you guys for a little bit. We are running almost around that 10 o'clock right now. I want to make sure I get home. It's going to probably take me about a little over an hour to get home. Depending on how the night is. It is Thursday night, so it shouldn't be too crazy on trains. It's not party night, that'll be tomorrow night. And honestly, like I said, I put something down in the community post. Let me know what you guys think about that, or even after the stream. Let me know what you guys are actually thinking about that. How true that is. How true maybe something I said is. If you disagree with it, let me know what you disagree about it on. Like I said, I don't have a problem with people who want to disagree. The problem is, for the most part, is that people just want to feel what they want to feel, and they just want other people to co-sign for it. And it makes no sense whatsoever, because you're only running off of your base feeling, and you're not running off of any real information. And in a space where we say we try to be more prideful of having an intellect, we try to be more prideful of being smart people, how is the person that we're stopping at is emotion, and we're not going into intellect? Just something to think about, guys. Just something to think about. I will see you guys, if not later tonight. I'm doubting it because I've just had a really large night. Then I will see you for the ladies' night stream, and we'll keep it pushing from there. All right? Later, y'all.